Is this the HVAC system of the future? Let's talk about it. All right, quick disclaimer. I want to make something perfectly clear. I am not a licensed HVAC technician, and I'm not giving you advice on this situation. This is for entertainment purposes only, and I'm just telling you guys why I chose the option I did and why I felt it worked for me. So if you have any questions on anything related to this or anything related to a mini split system, please contact your local HVAC licensed technician in your area. Now on with the video. Hey guys, what's going on? This is Rick, the Middle Class Miller here, bringing you guys the 5-zone carrier mini split system that I have on my house. This is a 5-zone system. I only got 4 zones hooked up right now, but I want to give you an overview of the system. This is the condenser unit right here. So first off, let's ask the question, what is a mini split? Mini split is simply a system where you have these wall units, ceiling cassettes, or baseboard units that have a temperature control per unit and up to 1 to 5 zones typically. Instead of using ductwork to move air around, you just move refrigerant lines around. They consist of 2 refrigerant lines per unit and a communications cable. And they go up to multiple zones, like I said, up to 5 zones. This compressor here you can see is a 5-zone compressor. And it has, as you can see, I only have 4 zones hooked up, but it's capable of 5. I got to put some waterproof Romex connectors on here. And as you can see, you run each individual line in here. And the refrigerant lines, unfortunately, can be a bit of an eyesore, but one way to mitigate that is they put these plastic housing covers over the top of them to cover the ugly refrigerant lines. Don't mind this, though. I plan on putting a mini split housing in my basement later when the time comes. But yeah, you can put this cover panel over the top of it. And the best part about it is the whole thing is paintable, so you can do a pretty good job at hiding the ugly by getting a nice coat of paint over it. Obviously, I have a little bit of gloss on this paint, so later on I'm going to paint this entire siding so it blends in a little bit more. But overall, I thought it turned out pretty good. The cool thing is each of these units, each of these zones comes with a wireless remote controller or in some cases a wired thermostat to control each zone individually. And this cool thing with this remote, you can adjust each unit in the house individually by just selecting the temperature icons to increase or decrease the temperature. The other awesome feature is you can select the mode. Right now I have it on cool. You can select dry so it can act as a dehumidifier. You can also select heat so it can act like a heat pump in the wintertime. And fan only and then auto. I'll get into more of the features that this remote is capable of in a separate video because there's quite a bit on here, settings that you can toy around with on this system. Also, each unit comes with a mount to hold your remote when not in use. As far as specs goes, this is the Carrier Performance Series system that I have installed. It is a 48,000 BTU condenser here, along with I have currently 3 9,000 BTU wall units and 1 12,000 BTU wall unit currently installed in the house. With the Performance Series, you have 3 mounting options for the inside of your house. You have the traditional wall units, ceiling cassettes, and floor units, depending on the needs of your house and where you need air circulation. And here's the energy guide sticker that came with this unit if you want to see the particular specs for this particular system, at least for the condenser anyway. So first off, why did I choose a mini split? Well, reason one, I wanted air conditioning in my house. I only have a furnace currently, and it gets pretty hot where I live. We get in the triple digits pretty often. Reason two, I have outdated ductwork. In each room, I have a hot register, and I have a return register that sucks the air back in at the exterior of the home. So in the center, I got the hot registers, and the exterior of the house, I got these return registers. As you can see, it's a pretty outdated system. This is a natural gas furnace. Used to be an oil furnace because of the pipe coming out of the ground here. But when they replaced it eons ago, they used the same ductwork that's held together with asbestos tape. This is a hot register that comes out in the living room or the center of the house here. And this long channel that comes along here, made of asbestos board, is the return vents for the exteriors of the home where the hot air returns back into the system, feeds through here, up into here, and into the furnace. And the deal breaker for me was the fact that this is made of asbestos board. Contractors would not touch it unless I remove it myself or I hire it out. And I was gonna have to redo the ductwork in this basement anyway because it's not temperature controlled down here. I plan on finishing the space down here, so I was gonna have to redo it in the first place. And so by putting the mini split system in, I actually eliminate all of this. And that leads me on to point number 3 is once I get the system removed, I get so much more headspace down here. For example, this channel that runs along the whole basement is 7.5 inches in thickness, almost 8. And my floor to ceiling clearance is 6 foot, 11.5 inches. With this channel along here in the way, my clearance down here would only be 6 foot, 3.5. So just by taking this whole system out, I free up all of this space. I'll be able to have a walkway through this furnace area and all of that. No more having to put drywall around all this stuff. So it does make my job down here a lot easier. That's why I ended up getting a 5-zone compressor outside, so I have an extra zone left over. Put one of the zones on this side of the basement when I finish the space to heat and cool this half of the basement. Fortunately, I'll have to get a single zone unit to heat and cool this side of the basement because they only make max up to 5-zone compressors. At least that's what I'm aware of. And then potentially I'll be putting heat in the bathroom over here, electric heat of some sort. And the last reason being, in a way, it's zone controlled. I can control the temperature in each of these rooms manually, so I can shut one off in one room if I want to, or leave one on, or reduce the temperature in one room, vice versa. I don't have to have the same temperature throughout the entire house. So that is kind of a comfort benefit. So is a mini split system right for you? Well, I can't answer that question because I'm not a contractor, but given my situation, I felt it was the right setup for me. I will be releasing a winter update video in a few months. I'll be putting it up here when that time comes. Until next time, please like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments below what you think about this system, what your opinions are, and my terminology issues I may have had describing this system. So until next time, you guys take care.